Yo guys, what is up? It's Teach here, coming at you again with another video over on Ark Survival Ascended, and I am going to show you something that should hopefully help you guys out if you are having issues with the quality of the game, as in it keeps crashing on you, or it just is super stuttery, super laggy, you're getting bad FPS, all of that stuff. Aberration did just release, so it's not going to be super optimized. You can see that I'm running it, and I'm doing okay. It's still a little bit stuttery, and I am on single player mode. But it does, it runs okay. So I'm going to show you some commands that you can do to prevent that real quick. So I'm going to go ahead and copy paste these in, and you can look underneath the description of this video in order to see these commands. So you can just copy and paste from my video. Boom, right there. So it's going to take a second for him to load in. It makes everything a little bit less pretty, obviously, as you can see, and everything shadow wise kind of gets gotten rid of, if you want to think of it that way. But just so you can see stat.fps or FPS, what is it? Stat.fps? Can't remember what it is. FPS, yeah, stat FPS. So you can see I'm hitting 49 on epic settings right now. I can also drop all of my other settings. So I can do shadow quality. Let's see your r.shadow quality. Let's go back up to 1 on this guy. Oh, that's not what I wanted. I wanted r.shadow quality. Come on now, game. r.shadow quality. It's kind of hard to look over my mic to make sure I'm typing that right. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and go to 1. You can change the shadow quality and put that back up, and it won't have a major impact on it. See how it brings everything back to a little bit of a prettier view. But all those other commands in combination are going to give you a massive boost in your FPS. Now, other things that you can do, by the way, is go into your settings, go to video and graphics. These two things are things you're going to want to change. So video, you can cap your frame rate. That'll prevent your computer from trying to get max. So you can cap it at 60 and that's just fine. DLSS, if you have a NVIDIA card, you can use that. It doesn't seem to help too much, but you know, it is what it is. They haven't released their so-called 80% performance increase yet because apparently there's some issues going on with it. But inside of graphics, there's also a few things that you can change. See how I'm on epic everything over here? The things you have to turn off: motion blur, light blooms, light shafts, low light enhancement. Turn off this enable foliage and fluid interaction, and that should pretty much give you everything that you need. And you can still run these on pretty high, but if you're still experiencing issues, drop these down a little bit and that'll help you out a ton. But you can see that just by I ran those commands and I went from maybe getting 20 FPS to double to triple that without changing anything off of epic. So that's a huge game changer. You just need to leave the those commands, and it'll help you a ton. You can see that I'm hovering around, even flying at like hyper speeds. I'm keeping a pretty good overall. Okay, yeah, it's a little bit not so pretty down here, so that kind of sucks, but I'm keeping, like, FPS isn't really dropping, even though I'm getting a crazy amount of stuff on my screen right now. So just typing in those commands and changing those few things that I had in settings for you will make your game run so much better. And if you're still experiencing issues like that I was telling you about, you can drop that shadow quality back down to 0. It will make things not very pretty. I will warn you on that. Obviously, you can see. But it will prevent your game from having like mecha issues, and yeah, so it'll keep things pretty rendered. And obviously looking up can be problematic, but if you look down, it'll help you out a ton. So I use these commands, especially if I'm playing on a PvP server, because I don't care how pretty it looks as long as things are working, but it will make things run so much smoother and prevent you from having those game crashes. So anyways, hopefully this video helps you out, and other than that, Teach out.